fade down the music. It's about to get real sexy up in it. No, just kidding. Alright, what's up everybody? Thanks for coming out. Welcome to another wonderful world of character design. Wait, no it's not. We're doing an art tool demo today. I'd be asking yourself, what? You can't teach me how to use tools, Din? You only draw characters. Well, that's where you go wrong. As an artist, you don't want to limit yourself to just one thing. Even though, yeah, you want a speciality, you don't want to be kind of like dumbfounded when you come to other stuff. And it's nice to know tools. It's really nice to know cool stuff. So, you know, maybe I'll teach you guys how I use them. It doesn't have to be, you know, the way you use them. Maybe you might find some cool things. This is kind of our like studio setup we use here at AGL. I know you might be thinking now, it's like, what the heck, are you some kind of Nazi forcing everyone to use the same hotkeys? Well, yeah, a little bit, except for the Nazi part. No, it's like we kind of all agreed on like a general kind of like hotkey setup, so that if one of us were to like kind of help another person, like, because a lot of times you'll kind of just want to jump onto the computer and it's like, you know, show them yourself, because sometimes like trying to explain, you know, it's like it can get a little confusing. So that's why we kind of did this here at AGL, and that's what I want to kind of share with you guys right now. It's set up in a little bit of a combo way, not complicated, like a way to combine buttons and that stuff. I'm a little nervous how small it is on here. I was expecting it to be a little bigger because I can't imagine you guys can read that. So let me look in the OBS and see if I can crop this out a bit. Thank you. You know what? We'll just have to. Now let me see. Let's try it really quick. Bear with me, everyone. While I'm doing this, let me thank everyone for coming out. It's been a while, so I'm sure you guys all guessed. You know, the holidays are pretty gnarly. So yeah, it was. Unfortunately, I couldn't do a little character design thing yesterday. I wouldn't have even had time to set up. Either way, it's like that's why, you know, I'm not doing it today. I need to. You know, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do it. But what's really cool is I did have a you know, a friend of mine kind of ask, you know, they just recently got the Nostromo. Come on, man, what the heck? Let's try 200. There we go. All right, sorry, get in here. I'll put this on this screen so you guys can see I'm actually doing something, not just being a jackanapes. All right, cool. So like 500. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, that should be pretty big. Alright, yeah, now we can see. Alright, cool. Thank you for bearing with me on that. And again, thank you all for coming. Let's talk about the Nostromo tool right now. Let me show you what it is. We got this right here. It's basically a hand keypad you're going to want to use. It's really, really useful. Some of you might know about hotkeys and that stuff. This is actually like, kind of just combines that hotkeys with just the convenience of having it right on your fingertips. Super, super cool. Very efficient. And what we're going to be doing right now is I'm just going to start from the #1 position in the top left, and we're just going to work our way down. So, you know, if at any point you want to jump to a certain spot, you can kind of just follow along. You kind of know the order if you need to jump to any spots. Alright, cool. So the #1, this is they just recently, like I started with the Nostromo. This is the Orb Weaver. A lot of them have the same amount of keys though, so that's why I didn't want to have this be an Orb Weaver specific thing. I wanted it to be a, you know, like kind of just a razer specific thing, you know, because you can take this to other principles or whatever keypad you're using. Cool. So, all right, we can see that. God, is it really like that? Are you kidding me? Let's hope that works. Alright, this is ridiculous. Thank you, OBS. Thank you so much for that. Now that all, Alright, well, I'll just have to tell you guys, I'm sorry. This is, didn't go the way I planned, but, don't worry, we'll get it going. Should be over pretty soon. Alright, so we'll just have to go back to, the distance, but I'll just let you know what they are and you can kind of fill them in. So #1 top left, we got the, right there, that's basically the filter, filter, that's a liquify tool I use right there. So top left, liquify, and that's Command-Shift-X. Yeah, really good. Or Control-Shift-X if you're using the PC. left from there. Again, this top row, since I came from using an Nostromo, which only had 3, like basically the 3 rows, that was enough hotkeys for me to really get by in combination with this other side, this little side menu I'm going to tell you about. But for right now, yes, that's why I don't really have as much on the top row. I'm kind of leaving those for other features that I want to use. So 2 and 3 I have empty right now. Those are kind of just, if I find something else I want to add to it, I got some room to grow. Number 4 I have is the rotate tool. Some of you guys might use this a little more than me. Unfortunately, like anyone that I work with, they'll know that I started way later and I didn't know about the rotate tool, so it's just, I don't use it as much as I should. I'm starting to work it into my routine, and that's why I have the hotkey here so I can remember. It's very good. So yeah, just R, rotate tool. Let me bust out Photoshop so we can actually see what that does. Might be a little helpful. So let's create a new document really quick. Bring this over here so you guys can see. Excellent. It's a little vertical. I'm just going to rotate it horizontally by going up to Image, Rotate Canvas, 90 degrees clockwise. Alright, cool. Alright, so we got a white background. Alright, rotate by hitting this number 4 key. I have up there number 4. I can put this little compass and I can just rotate the canvas. So if I need some like crazy like, you know, line, I want to use, it's a very handy tool. Just give it a try. Hey, awesome! Which is the Make It Awesome button. Oh man, that's it's actually a combination for that one. Hey, thanks for coming out, dude. What's up? It's gonna be a quick little tool demo. So as you can see, I made a line on there. I can Control Z, and if you kind of rotate it, it's not gonna Control Z. It's not gonna ever unrotate it for you. So you're really gonna have to just hit the hotkey R again, or the number 4. I have it set on my Nostromo, and you can hold Shift, and it'll, you know, make it align correctly. Shift kind of just makes everything kind of like pop. Probably the one with the lasso on it. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. So again, that's the number 4. I have that as R. Let's move on to number 5 on the hotkey. All right, so this is the very top top right one. I have that as W for the wand. I don't know why the wand, the V, the black arrow tool, and the lasso all kind of, I don't know. I just feel like, especially the wand, it's like bing, like, oh, casting a spell with my finger, you know. So that's why I kind of have those there. And then, so let's move on next. We got 5. Now we got to jump all the way down to this side. And again, anyone's jumping in right now, we're just going to follow this along the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at any point, if you need to rewind, you can kind of, you know, adjust the timeline to get to any button you need. So number 6, I have Z there. Control Z all the way over there. No, I didn't say Control Z. I said just Z. And you might be wondering, like, well, Z's not even a hotkey right there. Is that zoom? I think it's originally zoom. But I switched that to the smudge tool, because unfortunately there's no hotkey for smudge, and it's a really useful tool if you, well, for anything really. I mean, just period when you're painting. Just because, like for me, I use it a lot for like blending skin and that kind of stuff. But once you know, you can use it for anything. Let's say you wanted to have this like a nice grassy knoll. You want to have some grass fading off it. Awesome, man. Thanks for the power glove. You can find links to all these tools like on my in the little information panel on the side. So excellent, yeah. But right now the tool we're talking about is the Razer Orb Weaver, but let's just call it the Razer keypad, because a lot of the keypads you can use them the same way, because it's all just kind of little subtle differences, but they basically have the same amount of keys. Alright, awesome. So number 6, Z. Basically the smudge tool. I have it up there. Another thing you can do is, like, I'll try to, when I organize the keys, I'm trying to think out which ones I use the most, that kind of stuff, you know. I think Escape also unrotates. Oh, really? That's neat. Oh, cool. I want to try that really quick. Let's do it. Escape. Oh, awesome. Cool. Hey, thanks, Polarity. Sweet, sweet tip. Awesome. I love learning Photoshop stuff like that. So excellent. Thank you so much. And again, anyone tuning in, these hotkeys we have set up here are for Photoshop, but whatever program you're using, a lot of the tools are kind of the same. So just put whatever hotkey, you know, for that tool there, whatever works for you. All right, so let's make our way down the line. Number 7, Command E. Okay, Command E for explanation for Command E. What that is basically merge down. I have that one right next to number 8, which is Command J, and you want to think of this as basically like almost like home row. It's like a home row thing. So you kind of, well, there's a little tag on number 13 where it's kind of a little home base, so to say. So you keep your middle finger there. So I have number 7 and number 8. Command J, if I move my middle finger up 1, that's just like duplicate layer. You know, if that seems like it's a little too close to home for you, you know, it's like I personally use duplicate layer a lot just because I like keeping like a backup of stuff. Just because it's like, oh man, let's draw this cool line. Oh, look at this. Oh, that heart isn't like that great, but hey, maybe it'll look better than the next one I draw. And then I'll try to, like, you know, edit it from there. Oh god, that's horrible. No wonder my brush is weird. Alright, so I'm drawing that, and I want to keep it. It's like Control J is like a great way to just leave like a backup where it's like, oh cool, now I do this line, oh let's create another one. So I kind of have a little like, almost a history, if you will, in case like some clients like, well, I kind of like the little dip at the bottom of the heart, it made it more unique. You can be like, huh, you know what sir, you are so right, let's go back to that one. Since I'm such an awesome artist, I have a backup. There you go. You know, we want to save time in the future, and just one button now can save you a lot of time. Just because once you really move on from something, you can't really like retroact it. You know, let's say like, cause you can in the history, but if you closed this file and reopened it, you know, you wouldn't be able to do that. So, and those hotkeys are kind of joined. You know, duplicate layer, Command J, merge layer, Command E. You know, so that's why I like keeping those together. It's a, you know, it's a little easier to remember that way. Take it or leave it, yeah. And cool. So we did a little double whammy on that one. Hope that wasn't too fast for you guys. So 7 and 8, Command E, 7, Command J, number 8. Let's move on up. All right, number 9 is V. Does anybody get bingo? 9 is V. No, we're not playing bingo right now, you guys. God, stay focused. All right, cool. So number 9 is V. V is no, it's not that guy anonymous from the movie V for Vendetta. Alright, so basically that's the black arrow tool, and that one is a very strong, very good tool because it just allows you to move anything you want. And you know, doing concept art and like, well, maybe not as much concept art, but like a lot of the finished stuff, you're gonna have to be making a lot of little tweaks and stuff. Like you never know if it's like, oh, like well, that's a little close to that other character, or you're getting a little tangent here. You know, just let's say I don't even like this heart, but I want to kind of have a style reference over here. So it's like, oh, whoa, I want this like side super big, and I can be like, oh, okay, you know, let's see how that looks to the other one. Ugh, messed up. Hold on. Cool. All right, sweet. And then let's get that back there. All right, sweet. Cool. So now we have that in a new layer. Awesome. Awesome. I forget where I was even going with that, but yeah, it's just nice having you know, the black arrow tool. I can just move anything aside, create a new layer. Oh, okay, we want to draw this a 4-leaf clover now, or a flower. There you go. Cool. God, just butchering this drawing. Who cares about the drawings? Thing is, the hotkey, black arrow tool. That's super awesome. I don't need to tell you guys how awesome that is. Let's just move on. Number 10, the number we've all been waiting for. We have the letter L for Lampson. Nah, it's probably not. Let's say L for love. I don't know, maybe all those hearts I drew had a little effect on me. Sorry, speaking of love, my love is actually under the weather right now. So I'm very sad about that. That has nothing to do with this, so let's move on. It has a little to do though, because of the love thing, but it doesn't. 10L lasso tool, super powerful, super awesome. We love that tool. Again, I kind of have that around the black arrow tool, the L tool, and the wand tool. I use the wand tool a lot when I'm using L, just because you might lasso something and then just use the wand tool to quickly, like, you know, alt and minus out another thing. So it's just very handy to have over there. And instead of demoing each tool, I want to try to keep this short and sweet so we don't have too much time in between each of the letters. So L lasso tool, definitely a good one. And that's PC or Mac, either way. Awesome. So moving down to the next row, and now we have number 11. And the letter for number 11 is left shift. That's not a letter! I know, I'm just making sure you guys are awake, okay? I'm just making sure you guys are awake. I know this isn't as exciting as a normal stuff, or a normal character design, but these tools are exciting. I know, I kind of like, you know, I'm into drawing, so, you know, these kind of tools and stuff, it's very exciting for me. So I do get excited about this stuff. So I have shift on the pinky here. So on the pinky, what does that mean? Well, again, referencing, I have a little like home base. 13 is kind of your home. So there's a little like, on the F key or F and J on the keyboard, there's a little I don't know, braille dot, so you can feel it, a little marker. So that means that your pinky should be resting right here. Why shift there? Well, it's very nice because you're going to be using shift in combination with a lot of other tools. So I kind of like having it on the left. So no matter what other key I need to do, most likely I can hold shift with my pinky and combine it. So let's say like okay, let's say I want to just merge everything right now. I would use shift command E. So instead of reaching over the keyboard and doing that, I can just hold my pinky down and just move my, whatchamacallit, I'll show you on here. So I can hold pinky down and just move my ring finger up one and combined everything, or merged everything down. So I basically, because of that placement, I'm able to take the one key I have using another and like combo them into an additional tool basically, which is really what's gonna improve your workflow and that kind of stuff. It's it's so cool doing these kind of crazy combos and stuff. It's really, really helpful. And I know it's kind of weird at first, you kind of get set in your ways, but kind of forcing yourself to learn these like hotkeys and it's like conditioning yourself, the muscle memory of where each of them is, it'll really, really improve you over time. Nice. You see, exactly, like I worked with someone once and they were kind of really resistant to it, like they didn't want to try it, and it was kind of like so that's why we couldn't really continue working together. It's like if it takes you too long to do something, you're not really like helping the team, and you're kind of, you want to be the last person finished, or to hold up the deadline kind of thing. So, and every time you're reaching for that keyboard or like reaching up on the menu, that's like 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Those seconds add up at everything you do. Another thing I should mention right now is that I have the brush key, B for brush, on the bottom button on my pen. And again, for me, B for brush, it's on the brush, so it's easy to remember, kind of like that stuff. That's why I have all my other keys, and then I have this on a separate one, so I can always just toggle back to my brush at any time super quickly, even faster than if it was on my left key, because I found that, and trust me, I've tested this, but it's like I can do 1-2 like that faster than 1-2 with one hand. It's crazy. But I don't know, maybe you guys, or maybe some guitar players out there can do it faster the other way, but I don't know, because you have to pick in between, so I don't know. You try it out. That's the way I do it. So left shift there, very important, very, very handy dandy. And again, when you have it on your pinky, you can use every single other hand, and you can keep working nicely. So awesome. 11 is shift. Hey Wander, what's up, man? Thanks for coming out, dude. We're just doing a quick little like demo right now on the Razer keypad setup. Awesome, these cool little hand keypads. So that's really cool, really, really cool. Alright, so this is where it's going to get a little funky right now. So we're moving on to number 12, which would be your ring finger. And this was actually kind of a problem in the studio, because this is where we ran into what is the difference between Mac and PC as far as Photoshop goes. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, well, it's just command versus control. But actually, like this one feature, probably like one of the most used features I use, I know you're thinking Control Z, no, it's not that. The brush resize button. And on Mac, you have to hold Alt or Option and Control. But on PC, you have to hold right or Alt and then right click. So having a right click, it kind of really complicated everything for everyone. So we kind of had to reorganize these. So that's where it gets a little funky. But so right now I have Control right there, which is basically like right click, or if you are using a PC, I have right click right there on the ring finger. It was a little weird at first. I know you'd think that the right click, it'd make more sense to have it on the right side of the keypad, but it just seemed to work the best this way with for everyone. Hey Baker Tom, what's up? Also Bretsky, I don't know if I said hello yet, but I definitely been reading your comments. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good Christmas too. Thanks, Wander. You too. Awesome. So we have Control right there, and again, just as we did with 7 and 8, 12 and 13 are almost kind of like combo ones too, but they're not. But I do use them together when I do the brush resize. So it is yeah, so we kind of had to do that. I used to have both of these on just one button, control and option, but it doesn't work that way on PC, so that's why we had to break it down into 2 buttons. But it's still very handy just having control there either way. Even if brush resizing aside, you know, just right-clicking on something is very useful. Let's say we want to transform this thing, I can easily just like right-click and move there. So it is a handy thing to have. And it's the pen, when you get a Wacom, they're probably going to have the right click be on the, you know, on the front button where I use the brush, but you don't need it right there because, like, yeah, you'll use it. You shouldn't be using it as much as like the brush tool probably. You know, so it's like that's why I put it over there. And then so let's move on. So we have 12 left control, and again, as we're going through, we're just going in numerical order, just up to line. So if you need to recheck anything, just forward or minus on the timeline if you're rewatching this to get wherever you need to go. So we're on 12. Let's move on to 13. 13 I have Alt right here. So Alt is or Option on Mac. It's just very good. Yeah, it's just a super good one. I mean, technically I think I use Alt more than Command. Just get this very nice. I use that in conjunction with the lasso tool, and it's just super convenient. I'll just hit the lasso tool with my index finger, start drawing the line, and I just hold down with my ring, or yeah, my middle finger, and I don't know, I feel like it works nicely there, because technically I think your ring finger is like the strongest finger, so I can just hold it down there pretty easily, and then, you know, take my hand off, it's like, I need to yawn, grab some coffee, you know, I can just keep my hand down there, held down pretty hard, or I mean, fairly easily. So it works pretty nicely. Like, it's just if you're going to be holding it down for a while, it's nice to kind of have your hand in a natural position. You know, it's right in the middle, I don't have to move it anywhere, it's just at the home base key, basically, which is 13. When you have these, you'll feel a little dot right there. If the numbers on yours, if you're using like a razer Nostromo, I know those are discontinued now, but they're like, I know some of my studio mates still use those. Just kind of order these based on the home base, which would be the 13. So excellent. So yeah, 13 in the middle, Alt, very good. Let's move on to 14. Alright, 14 I have as I right there. Like an eyeball? No, like an I, like the letter I. Like, I am drawing right now. My sister's using my PC. She is dumb. Well, that's probably a lot of sisters, bro. I know what you're going through. JK, I love my sisters, especially if they're watching this. Alright, cool. I have that as I right there. Yeah, it's good. Just the eyedropper tool. Just basically eyedropper. It's kind of nice about having it there versus like, I know you can get the eyedropper by holding like Alt when you have like the brush out. So I know maybe some of you advanced Photoshop users might be thinking like, oh, it's a little redundant, isn't it? Having two of the same buttons right next to each other. But I would say no, because I'll use like the eye tool, because the eye is really good, you know, to select inverse or just to invert the colors. And it seems like a pretty chill one, so I kind of just kept it there. And the eyedropper, yeah, you know, you use it a lot when you're painting, so it kind of nice just having it really quickly, very quickly accessible as number 14, which is basically where your index finger would be resting. So you can just like, and if you're like kind of in the zone painting, you just want to be like, you know, it's basically like you know, I have the ink dropper on my left hand, and then I have the brush tool on this right hand where my index would be. So I'm like, and I can just grab and paint like super fast, which is I don't know, which is nice because like just grab a color and go. You know, it's so that's kind of why I set that up right there. Awesome, cool. Eyedropper tool, everyone knows that. We don't need to go into that. Let's move on some more. Breaking it up to number 15. All right, this is okay. So this is where it gets a little weird for you guys. Alright, I know you're used to me kind of being like, oh, these two almost work together, you know, or horizontal ones. This one I actually have conjoined with this other, the one below it, 15 and 20. Those are kind of the same ones for me. These ones go back to the razer Nostromo. Let me see if I can lift this up by the camera. No way. Basically, the razer Nostromo, instead of two keys right there, it was actually a Rolodex, like a little roll wheel like you'd have on a mouse. I really, really, really liked that. But I'm finding that the keys, it's not that big a deal either way. In their defense, it almost is a little more precise, so I can see why they did that. And since these were designed as like gaming keypads, I think gamers don't really use the scroll wheel that much. I don't know. I don't play as many MMOs as I used to, or online games. But yeah, so I have 15 and 20 up and down. That's zoom in, zoom out. And I personally use the command plus and command minus for that. So I have command plus be up here, the more closer one, like zoom in, you know, versus the other one, the one back here, 20 is zoom out, you know. So yeah, I can quickly like you know. So it is kind of nice having them separating the buttons, because I can just quickly be like zoom in twice, you know, and automatically go 33%, 50%, you know. So that is nice. Yeah, so I'm not gonna really complain. At first I was like, oh, they got rid of the scroll wheel, getting really mad, but you know, it's chill. It's chill. The only thing was that it did push, you know, I felt like I kind of lost a button here, so I had to move the wand up there, which is it is a little bit far to reach. That's why I will say about the top row on these. I know it looks all cool, like, oh, there's 4 keys there, but you know, these are the main ones that you're gonna be using, the 3 rows. These ones, this is a little, and I've got like big man hands, you know. So like it's even like a bit of a distance for me, so I can only imagine like a, you know, smaller artists like Jessica. It might be a little tough for her to reach all the way over there. So adjust if necessary. Let's go back, guys. So we're on 15. Let's move on. Let's go to 16, whichever way it was. I don't know. It's just kind of weird pointing and trying to make it look like I'm pointing along with the video. All right, cool. So we have the what is this? Left Alt and left command and G. What? That's a long key command. Who would even put that there? That's probably why you shoved it down in the corner to forget about it. No, I want to always remember that one. That one's actually, I know it sounds a little weird. Maybe you hear G, you think gradient. Actually, that's the hotkey or the command for clipping mask, which is a super useful one. It allows you to let me tell you when I can show you. So I just created a new layer. I'll do the quickly hit the bottom like button, like, you know, again, it's like the pinky. I move my pinky down 1 key and just press it, and I can immediately have a clipping mask, and that means I can just like fill that whole area. Now this little flower thing, this little smudge is yellow. Let me make that a brighter yellow. Yeah, and I just, you know, it creates a completely new layer, but it's only going to show what's within the layer that it's linked to, basically with the clipping mask layer itself. Super awesome. I know that kind of like dumbs it down. It doesn't show how awesome that could be, but imagine that with like a character. You guys have seen my demos for my character, my normal design episodes, so we won't go into that. You know how useful that is. I have it down there just because it's quickly like a, I don't know, it feels like nice. So the pinky is kind of like, whoop, just put that in the clipping mask, like, alright, you know, like duck it down once and it's like, ooh, it's in the clipping mask. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, what's up, Hawk? Thanks for coming out, man. Thanks for doing a quick little tool demo today. So sorry if you were expecting characters. The next one's not ready yet, but she's waiting for you guys. Awesome. Yeah, I really want to get into the archery tests. Like all this holidays, I haven't been able to work as much as I'd like. Alright, neither here nor there. Let's continue the tool breakdown. Alright, so we have, again, number 16, the bottom left one, which is the 1 row below our little home row. So my pinky moves down once, little clipping mask, boom, loving it. Let's move on to 17. Again, if anyone just tuning in, you're rewatching this video or something, we're just going down the numerical order and clockwise, just so you can scroll up and down on the timeline if you need to see anything again. Alright, so left down, well, yeah, 17, I have Command U. That's just hitting my my ring finger down 1. So again, super fast. Command U, that's a really good one because, again, why tell you when I can show you? Because that one automatically brings up the hue and saturation. This screen is like super awesome, especially if you're into concept art and like character design and stuff, or if you're just working for games. Like, colors are very important. They are a factor on, you know, like the character's alignment, so to say, their mood, their role. They could even help, like, they could just be purely for like aesthetic purposes and like a readability. You know, it's like, oh, there's a very dark background, like the characters are in like a dark cave. It's like, oh, maybe have the characters have like glowing dots on them or brighter colors, you know, that kind of stuff. So colors very important. So it is very nice to have the hue and saturation menu just right there ready to go. So anytime I can just quickly hit that button, make an adjustment. Very cool. So 17, Command U, excellent, which is the hue and saturation menu. Cool. Or Control U. Again, PC versus Mac, Command, Control. They're basically the same thing. Alright, cool. So, Left. All right. So okay, cool. Now 18. This is probably the one you've all been waiting for. It's like, when are we gonna hear this hotkey? We know you use it, Din. All right. Control Z. All right. Excellent. I have this right down from the middle finger again, like the number one thing that I'll use. The Command Z right below it. Super good. I just like because it's kind of like instead of having it as my go-to button, like right in the middle, I have it below that because it's like, again, at this point, it's like, it's not like I'm reaching over the key and have to do this sequence. It's like I just move my finger one notch down and click. So it's like it all happens so fast. I don't need it to be any closer than that. And it's almost kind of like a step back, you know, like I move my finger back, like it's mentally stepping back, you know, helps you remember it a little easier, you know, because again, you're basically creating your own home row kind of thing. So it is going to take some time to get used to your configuration, but trust me, the time you put into, you know, getting to know it will just help you so much. Again, the downside and what can happen, like the I don't even know what you say, the other side of that is you'll get so used to where they are in your set that you'll forget the actual hotkeys, you know, on the keypad. And I'll have that happen to, you know, some of my studio mates, and it's really funny because then it's just it's like, oh man, doesn't matter. So it is nice to just remember the hotkeys too. Like don't kind of rely on it too much, but it is very nice. So let's move on. 18, Command Z. Everybody loves that one. Super good. Cool. All right, let's move on to 19. Delete. No. You might. I'm deleting the key. That's the key is delete. Like I have the delete key right there. Yeah, it's just a good tool. Like I like it. Basically, I have the lasso tool up here, so I can lasso something, and I just have delete down there to just delete it. Because I use delete a lot. You know, it's like instead of actually turning my pen around using the erase, oftentimes I'll just lasso something and then just hit delete. You know, so it's almost like lasso or like key, lasso movement, delete. So I can basically delete something in a like a little 1, 2, 3. You know, so in less than a second I can delete anything before I would even have time to turn around my pen. That's basically how awesome the razer keypads will make you as an artist. You know, it's like it's like, oh, I want to level up, I want to, you know, like get better, faster. Oh, do you have any tips? You know, it's just like, maybe it is get a freaking keypad, just because it's they're so useful, but it does take discipline to use it. You have to kind of, you know, force yourself to use it. So 19, delete. It's really good. Really helps. Really helps. And we'll go into why I have that there, because I have on this side area. Watch this. Don't freak out, you guys. Okay. Boom. Go to the side view. On this little circle right here, I have one of these directions. As you can see, I have it as Alt, so I can hold Alt and delete and immediately fill something. You know, 'cause delete's really good. Nice. So I also use delete to remove things and also use it to fill. So it's kind of like the yin and the yang. That button can take away life as well as give life. Cool. Excellent. So we'll go to the side view. We got one more button to do. Actually, no, we don't. Remember, 20 was zoom out. Again, 15 is zoom in. So these two, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Cool. Now let's zoom to the right and let's take a look at the side view of this thing. Right now you're probably thinking, what? I thought this keypad was awesome already, and now you're telling me there's this sweet like Top Gun joystick on the side? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Maybe it's not as cool as like the joysticks and like fighter planes and stuff, but you'll feel a little cooler using it. Alright, awesome. When I first saw these, I imagined it as that could control the mouse. And I was just like, whoa, I'll be like moving it around, so the hand tool, I can just like move around the canvas without having to use the hand tool. Now it doesn't work that way, and when you think about it, it's probably better that it is this way, because that's a little too nuts. Alright, so I think I gotta click this to open it up. Alright, so now we're looking at just this little circle joystick on the side. And if yours doesn't look like this, if you're using the Nostoma or whatever, that's chill. I think there is a, yeah, so you want to, if you hit the directional thing, it's only going to be top, down, left, and right. Okay? Do the buttons, because then it'll allow you, it'll basically double the number of buttons, because you can use diagonals. Yeah, exactly. The danger zone. Hey, Jessica, what's up? Awesome. Awesome. Alright, cool. So, again, let's just start we're gonna do this in numerical order. Start with number 1. You might be thinking like, that's weird. It's to the right. Like, shouldn't it be going up? You know, because the arrow's pointing that way. But actually, no. The number 1 position is like forward. I don't know. Think like games. You want to be moving forward. Just go. And because it's kind of like sits on your hand, like it's kind of sitting to the side. So what's forward is, you know, back. Awesome. Arios. Yeah, what up, dude? Awesome. Cool. So number 1 I have is D, as in Delta. No command, no control, just D. What does D do? D does good, dinny, din, done. No, just kidding. D is just default colors. So basically, no matter what I need, no matter what crazy colors I have, sometimes you just need to grab black really quick, or white. And that's why I have these two are almost in combination with each other. And this keypad is kind of good because I have it designed in the way to that if any of you guys play fighting games and stuff like that, it's basically so you can do like Hadoukens and that kind of stuff, and it will, you know, give you results. So basically I have the first one, D. This next one, number 1 is D, 2 is X. X is, it's going to flip your colors, flip the foreground and background colors. Let me show you guys that right now. So if I hit forward on my Nostromo, my Razer keypad, it's going to be, boom, black and white. And if I hold forward and X, like if I hit forward and then roll it diagonally, almost like a Hadouken, right? It'll toggle it to X. So it'll switch these so I have white. So basically now I've got 2 colors, the most like basic colors, even though they're not really colors. Boom, I can have them at a click of a button, you know, or at the click of a special move in a fighting game. As fast as a Hadouken. There we go. Gosh, that's tough to say. All right, cool. Excellent. So it's super awesome, very cool, and I'll use that to like, because forward is an easy one to get to. You know, these diagonal ones, I'm not gonna lie, you know, remember you're trying to deal with angles on your thumb, so it's nice to have a little base to be like, all right, I roll forward and I roll it down 1 notch, like 1 click, 1 direction, and it'll go to the X. So it's very nice, you know. And let's say if I roll it too far, it's gonna go 3. I have Alt on 3. So it's not gonna, if I go too far, it's not gonna ruin anything. It's just gonna, it'll still give me the X. So I can toggle my colors quickly, fast. I like that a lot. Alt I have down here. So if I just like kind of move my thumb down, I can use that. And then what's super duper cool about that is now I can combine that with other keys on my on the keypad, like on the top. So I can hold down that and then combine it with any of these other ones. So it's like Alt W, or actually I don't use all that much, but like definitely Alt Delete, and I can hold Alt and do the Command Z. That really helps. So you don't need the history menu as much. You can just hold Alt and I'll just be like Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Like what I'll show you. So it's like Command Z. It'll automatically toggle back and forth on this. See, 1, 2, 1, 2, which is good, you know, because it's like you're showing your art director something. All right, do you like the feather in the hair or not? Feather, no feather. Feather, no feather. Something like that, you know. But let's say it's just like, whoa, this got way out of control. Just back it up. I can hold down Alt and then I can just keep going back in time. It'll just keep super cool, right? So it's like a lot of times, whoa, cancel that. Yeah, so a lot of times I don't really need to go to the history menu. I can if I need to, just to be specific, you know, if it's a very important thing. It's very good, but yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. So that's why I like having those there. Then let's go back over to the side view and over to this joystick thingy, the thumbstick. Awesome. And again, if anybody has any questions during this, I am trying to have this be more of like a video reference for people to review later on. But if you do have any questions right now, do feel free to ask. Just do a little @inmoney, and I appreciate it. Awesome, cool. So I have left Alt down here, and now don't freak out. We're gonna jump the gun a little bit and just move upwards on here to number 7. That's gonna be left command. So it's basically, I know these are opposites, so it's gonna be easy for me to remember. Like Alt is one side, Command is the top. So that means if I use Command, I can combo that with, you know, Command W if I want to close my document really quick. But don't do that. Oh my gosh. Or Command L, you know, if I need to grab the levels really quick. It's just really cool to be like, oh, cool, I can grab the levels right there. Any of those hotkeys, like Command I, inverted, you know, so I can use that. Like it's, again, having just the letters on the top and then having an Alt and Command as a separate button on this thing. I mean, it's because I can use my thumb and the, I got my thumb on the side and the keys on the top. I can really like really start doing some mean combos, you guys. So it's super cool. Definitely try to give investment. Yikes. Oh, cool. It's snowing in Texas. Nuts. Said you're under attack. I hope that's like a fun way to say it. Alright, sweet. Let's move on now. Alright, so we're gonna keep going down the keep doing a line during this video. We're gonna try to keep going up the numbers so you can go up and down on the timeline if you need to see anything again. Alright, so let's move on. Number 4. That is the Shift Command and N, or Shift Control N if you are using a PC. And oh man, I wish there was a left-handed version of it. That's a problem I've been dealing with. What I would recommend is getting a just a straight-up 5 key. Like there's just like a USB 5 key, and hopefully you can hotkey those to be whatever you want. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so unfortunately I that's the only thing that sucks. Yeah, they don't really have a left-handed one, and it's not really made for left-handies. So yeah, it's very unfortunate about that. But alright, so who can tell me what Shift Command N means? What that does is that's new layer, and that's very, very nice. And before I show you that, let's back it up, because I use that in combination with another button, because you'll see when we do that, Command Shift N, it pops up this whole nother window. I have to hit OK, and it's like, I just want to make a freaking new layer. Like, is it that big a deal? Like, I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, let's, I want to name this, like, super layer, you know, it's, because a lot of times I just make a new layer to start trying to, I don't even organize the layers till later, and, but yeah, I guess if you wanted to have, like, a color of that layer, like, organize it already, you can have it in its mode already, you can kind of set it up, all this stuff ahead of time. You can do all that stuff after you make the layer, so for me, it's not that necessary. But honestly, I don't think there's any way to create a new layer without getting that, unless you reach all the way down here and just hit that little tab that's like new layer, you know. But for me to reach all the way down there and click that, that's just, I know it sounds sarcastic, but that is actually a little much. That's no better than me reaching all the way up like to the top to hit like layer, scroll down, what is it, yeah, duplicate layer, and then they would even show me this thing, you know, versus using the hotkey. But either way, we don't want that. And why I have that set here is, or that's why I have this big button that's down here. It almost doesn't even look like a button, but that one is, I use that as return and enter, and I'll leave it that way in Photoshop, out of Photoshop, wherever, just because it's like, it's nice to just have like a commit button, just because I know it doesn't seem like you use it that much, but like anytime something is gonna stop you from painting, a little pop-up menu like that, little like, oh, control new layer, oh, did you want to make a new layer, you can immediately just be like bam, and like just yes, like just give me the new layer. And what's even really super freaking awesome about that, and you know, like again, I get really excited and I like combos. I organized mine so where if I go down the left, I mean all, you know, where I know that just the positioning, because again the diagonals, they're a little harder to hit exactly on the first go. I find doing a little like Hadouken roll works best for me, so I'll just do a little Hadouken roll to the left, like back, like a little half Hadouken, boom, and then I hit that, and then I automatically just slide down to the return. So I just like, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, it happens super fast. I'll just show you on this, like boom, boom, boom. See how fast I can create new layers? Try to create layers faster than me. I dare ya! I freaking dare ya! Alright, cool. So yeah, isn't that super awesome? And then again, yeah, I try to, a lot of thought went into making this configuration, all that stuff. I've you know, I've been using the Nostromo's for like quite a few years now, actually, or I mean the keypads for a few years now, and like I've tried some different, you know, routines, and this one is really this one's really stuck, and yeah, so far so good. I'm really liking that. That really helps a lot. Alright, so 4, Shift, Command, N, duplicate layer. I mean, new layer, sorry, let's create a new layer. Alright, awesome. Let's keep on moving down the line. So now we have the 5. Number 5 I have as Command D. Command D is deselect. So it's just kind of nice having something, so I'm like selecting, like, oh, okay, oops, it's kind of like tripping out. Alright, cool. Select that, okay. alright, I'm done. Oh, let's get a new thing. It's like, alright, I'm done. Like, you know, stop. I can just immediately just like back. Like, it's almost like kind of like we're releasing that layer. Like, we're popping the bubble. Like, just step back. Like deselect it. Just let go. That's what it basically feels like. So I have that back there. That's, you know, just think Frozen, let it go. So that's why I have Command D right there. Super awesome. Again, in conjunction, I have Command H up there. So Command H, so it's kind of like so I have deselect and hide selection close to each other. And the way I'll do this is, instead of like going back to deselect, like I can't back combo this way, but I can combo this way. Like if I hold up on Command, and then I do a little Hadouken back to hide, it's just like kind of like, okay, that, okay, and then I just kind of roll back to like hide. I know it sounds kind of weird. Anything it takes to remember hotkeys, right? So whatever fun story you have to make up, or like little scenario to help you remember, do it. I have the hide there. That's very useful just because, you know, it's like, let's say we want to, you're showing your art director something, or you're kind of doing something on the fly, but you want to know how it's going to look while they're still, you know, how it's going to look in the end even without this, because these scenes can be a little distracting. You know, so as you can see, it's like I can combo them really quick, really fast. You know, you're gonna get so fast at it, it's basically like, you know, you are playing a fighting game, and it is just quick as a Hadouken, and you know that stuff has to be fast. So, all right, cool. So it is nice, yeah. Hey, Peachon, what's up? Thanks for coming out. Cool. Watch it on your phone. Nice. We're just doing a quick little Nostromo. I mean, what is it? The razer keypad. Talking about the keypads right now. So excellent. We have Command H right there. So number 6, Command H to hide selection. It's pretty useful, yeah. Very, very useful. So I have Command up there. Yeah, so we already talked about Command, but we finally reached it. Number 7, I have his Command. I already touched him on them before, and I don't think I need to explain why Command is so necessary, you know, but I will again because I love to just keep talking. Alright, so I can hold Command and then combo any one of the other keys that I have on the top view. You know, so I can use combo on like anything. You know, even if I wanted to control Z like that, I guess I could. But yeah, and what's cool is I can also, what's super cool is having all in Command on my thumb. That means I can combine it with Shift with my pinky and still have all my other fingers to get any of those other hotkeys. You know, Command Shift L, Command Shift W, blah blah blah. You can do like Command Shift V. So basically, I could create a new layer if we want to do without even using our layer button. I swear we could. Yeah, doesn't want to. Alright, well, either way, awesome, cool. So yeah, see, it's a very strong tool. Yeah, so I really like it. So it'll really pay off. Alright, I think we covered all these now. Yeah, Command. Oh yeah, never mind. We still got one left. Almost the coolest one. I don't want to say it's the coolest one. It actually was one of the first ones that I put on there, which is Command T for transform. Okay, now that's a really useful one. It's basically like you don't need to like go to up to edit, then down to transform, free transform, you know, or just go to free transform. You can just Command T, you just boom, and I can just transform away. And then I can just use, I can hold Command, I can hold Alt if I want to mess with stuff. What else is kind of cool also to retouch upon, like why this like setup's been really nice. You'll notice if you've been like really paying attention this whole time, you'll notice that there's 2 alts. That I have an alt down here, and then we also have an alt on the top in the middle. Now again, I know this does seem a little redundant, but sometimes this alt works better than the other alt, and vice versa. So that's why it's kind of a it is a give and take, and it is kind of like a, like I told you, I use alt a lot. You can use alt a lot, like it works really well. But it's kind of yeah, just kind of helps to have just 2 right there, and that's kind of weird, but it's just really useful. Just because sometimes, yeah, it's just nice having it in the middle, just bang right there. You can just, yeah, oh, so good, cool. So definitely try that. Last but not least, actually probably one of the most important. Again, that's why it has its own button. Just right there, the top, the little one above the keypad. I just have that be H. H for the hand tool. The hand tool is so separate for me and just so like its own thing. Like it's such a necessary thing. Like I know some people, like I've known, they'll put the hand tool on like the pen. I that's chill. Like you know, I personally don't use that because I like having other stuff on my brush, like on my pen. Like right now I have it screen toggle, so I can toggle from my tablet screen to my like computer monitor, or if I'm using just a single screen like on my companion, I'll have it set to what is it, the command or the fin F5 to open the brush menu. I used to even have it be just tab, so it would just get rid of every single menu, which was really cool. But when I was doing comic paneling and stuff, you kind of sometimes when there's so many layers, it's really important to have the layers menu open at all times so that you're not like painting in the wrong layer, so you can notice that as soon as possible. And using text, it's like if you like using, if I have tab, let's try it out. So I know I don't have any windows on here, but like if I use tab and we use like the, you know, the little key right here, it's like blah 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 blah. It's kind of like hard to get out of there. It's like you know, like how do I commit this? I can't hit return. You know, I have to go to Photoshop. Like, how do you get out of that, right? Yeah, it's not cool. So that's why. Yeah. See, even now it's like, how do I get out of here? Now then I can hit command or fin F7. Yikes, that's not good. All right, it's really not letting me. All right, that's all right. We'll bring back the layers. And see, I have to go up to Window, Layers. Then I can click that and then get out of there. So when you're using, like, you know, Photoshop isn't the best for using text in. I'll be the first to admit that. You know, I remember graphic designers, like, they hate Photoshop, I think. I had a teacher that was like that. It's like, yeah. But, you know, so it is nice. So I would recommend using that fin on there, F5 for the brush menu, which is, let me just hit tab, get all this stuff back. Cool. So, like, you can have all this, you know, be linked together, and that can just get like a. I think I've done with that before. You'll see, but that's neither here nor there. I hope. I think we covered everything on the Nostromo. I did want to keep this as short as possible, just to so it's not too intimidating for people to check out. So excellent, cool. I think that's it. Yeah, we covered all the buttons. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope everyone's ready for the next character demo. That's, you know, my real thing. But I thought these, you know, there is a lot more to drawing than just the drawing part. You know, there's the little outside factors that can really give you a competitive edge in this like extremely competitive industry. I think I can beat your new layer time with the time delay. I have Shift Control Enter on a hotkey. Oh, really nuts! You did them all in one. That's crazy. Nice. Chill. Yeah, that's a little faster then. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But if you do wanna, yeah, but that's still not as fun. I'll say it feels cool doing the combo. But yeah, I will admit defeat on that, Bretsky, and I appreciate your ingenuity. So excellent. Thank you everyone for coming. Rock and roll. Yeah, sweet. I'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll do in the super stream. I'm not sure. It's the holiday weekend. Everything's so scrambled. Please don't expect the schedule to go back to normal till after New Year's and all that. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great holiday. You know, I really miss you guys, and yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, happy painting. Yeah.